The experiment began with a grand ambition. MrBeast built 2 separate giant enclosures to house 100 children and 100 adults, who were the children's own parents. The rules were simple yet brutal. The group with the most members remaining inside the cube after 100 hours would win the grand prize of $500,000 to be split among the remaining members. The initial atmosphere is filled with confidence. The parents are certain they have the mental resilience, while the children are certain they can last longer without their parents' rules. However, within the very first hour, the first temptation arises. Jimmy offers $1,000 to anyone who leaves right then and there. Unexpectedly, 12 adults and 10 children immediately give up, leaving 88 people on the adult team. One interesting point is the legal and moral aspect. Parents must sign an agreement stating that if the children win, the money must be used for the children's future and cannot be taken by the parents. Facilities inside are very limited. Sanitation issues became a major challenge when the portable toilets began emitting a pungent, unpleasant odor that permeated the entire room. On the first night, boredom began to set in. The children's team started prying up floor tiles just for fun, while the adult team tried to stay calm even as the space began to feel cramped. The following days put their stomachs to the test. Jimmy served up a breakfast of plain oatmeal, which everyone hated. This triggered a wave of people voluntarily dropping out. Seeing how much the adult team craved coffee, Jimmy issued a challenge. If 2 people were willing to leave, he would bring 75 cups of Starbucks coffee for the rest. For the sake of the group's happiness, 2 adults sacrificed themselves. Meanwhile, the kids turned down the Taco Bell offer, but strangely, some of them still left due to physical exhaustion. The intensity ramped up when Jimmy introduced the green button mechanism. In front of each cube was a button that would turn green at random intervals. The team that pressed the button the fastest earned the right to shrink the opposing team's area. In this reflex competition, the adult team, which had just consumed caffeine, managed to narrowly defeat the children. As a result, the children's area shrunk drastically, forcing them to cram into a very small space. To get the pizza, the children even agreed to let their area be reduced even further. By the 4th day, emotional exhaustion was starting to show. Jimmy gave them a little breathing room by setting up a communication line so the kids could talk to their parents in the adjacent cube. It was a touching moment, but it also served as a reminder of just how intense the competition was. MrBeast's team then tried pulling a prank with an empty suitcase that looked like it was filled with cash. Interestingly, the kids were far more skeptical and not easily fooled, while some adults were almost tempted to step out just out of curiosity. A balloon was handed to each participant with instructions not to pop it. However, due to extreme boredom, the children popped them, resulting in the playing area being further reduced. Additionally, the pressure mounted as Jimmy added boundary lines within the area. Anyone who stepped on those lines was considered out. This is where many participants began to drop out one by one due to minor mistakes or exhaustion from lack of sleep. As the final hours approached, the atmosphere became extremely tense. In the adult team, about 50 people remained, meaning each would receive $10,000 if they won. Jimmy also surprised the children's favorite teacher by presenting her with a stack of cash as a reward. As the final countdown began, the remaining participants held hands. When the clock hit 100, the doors opened. The results were announced. The adult team, parents, won the challenge because they had far more members remaining than the children's team. Tears of joy flowed as the children came out and immediately hugged their parents. Although they lost, there was a sense of pride because they had managed to survive under extremely difficult conditions. As a token of appreciation for the resilience of everyone who made it to the end, each remaining participant received a cash prize, bringing this social experiment to a close with a message about resilience, sacrifice, and the love between parents and children. From the series of challenges in this video, featuring games between children and their parents, we can draw some profound lessons in spirit and motivation. 1. The power of endurance. The 100-hour challenge demonstrates that victory belongs not only to the strongest or the smartest, but to those who are best able to endure discomfort. Whether it's a hard floor, bland food, or cramped quarters, the ability to persevere when others give up is the key to success. 2. Sacrifice for the greater good. We witnessed an extraordinary moment when 2 participants willingly stepped out, sacrificing their chance to win $10,000. So that the other 75 could get coffee. This serves as a reminder that true leadership is about service. Sometimes, a team's success requires someone brave enough to set aside their personal ego for the greater good. 3. Integrity amid temptation. Throughout the challenge, participants were constantly tempted with instant cash or delicious food to give up. The message here is, don't trade a big future goal for momentary pleasure. Those who lasted until the end proved that focusing on the long-term vision yields results many times greater. 4. Mental resilience trumps physical stamina. Children may be more physically agile, but parents win because of their mental composure. This teaches us that when facing life's challenges, emotional stability and a calm mind often determine the final outcome more than sheer physical energy. 5. Love is the greatest motivation. Although this is a competition, the ultimate goal remains the family. Parents sign an agreement that the money is solely for the children, and the children persevere to make their parents proud. In the end, love is the best fuel for accomplishing the impossible. 6. Failure still leads to maturity. For the losing children's teams, they don't go home empty-handed. They return with lessons in discipline, respect for their parents, and character-building experiences. No struggle is in vain, even if the results don't meet expectations. The core message of this video is, life often feels like being inside a narrow, high-pressure cube. However, as long as we have a clear purpose, strong team solidarity, and a heart full of love, we will emerge as winners, whether we win materially or in character.